Can I just ask about Choro? Is that the umbrella that things like samba or bossa nova come out of? Or is that, are they different and distinct styles? Can you talk a little more about Brazilian style?
Do you want to talk a little bit, Edinho?
Yeah, so Choro is kind of the traditional Brazilian music that came to prominence in the mid to late 19th century. And so from that you get samba directly through a very important musical force who can kind of be compared to the Louis Armstrong of Brazil, which would be Pixinguinha. I like to compare him to Louis Armstrong because they both were important figures for bringing the music from the 19th century into the 20th century. And so Pixinguinha was very much involved with the roots kind of samba that came from Bahia down to Rio. Mm-hmm. And so he kind of was a force that helped propagate it. This is in the 20s and 30s, and then by the 40s, samba was, pretty independent, in its own thing. Yeah.
So would you describe it as a fundamentally a rhythmic form, or how would you describe Choro in terms of where it comes from and what people might recognize if they heard it?
Yeah, so not unlike ragtime, it's a mixture of the same. It's kind of like you take the same ingredients and use a little bit different spices, to make it a little bit different. So you've got the classical forms from Europe, and even some of the dances. Mm-hmm. There's a style of choro called shot, right? That comes from the word Scottish, so like jigs, and there's like a little bit of that swing to it that you get more in the States. There's not a lot of that kind of swing in Brazil, but shot is one example that started in the world of choro, then went north to the northeast of Brazil, and then it's its own kind of real danceable, real kind of swinging kind of rhythm. And so one great thing about choro is the different styles within choro are all defined rhythmically, like you mentioned. So that's one thing that we try to focus on the record, so that every track is a different style. Mm-hmm. So you can identify each track different with their different rhythms.
Which explains the album Historia do Choro.
Right. It's chronological history in a sense, but also it's kind of like a scope of the different rhythms within the, as you said, the umbrella of choro. Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. Thank you. How do we even play it on the radio? Now I feel like we owe the audience the full run of the album.
Be here for a while explaining. Yeah, it's a lot to dissect.
I know. How do we summarize? But we have queued up Lamentos. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
By the great Pixinguinha that I just mentioned. Yeah.
Fabulous. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Should we know anything else before we hear this? No, I think you set it up beautifully.
Yeah, just listen. Yeah.
Yay. All right. Lamentos. Here they are right here on KPOO.